Mysterious disappearance of LankyBox. Let's just jump right into it.
LankyBox used to be on top of the world with over 40 million subscribers and pulling over 1 billion views every single month. They were one of the biggest YouTubers of all time, uploading sometimes upwards of 10 videos every single day across a multitude of channels. It was basically the biggest operation of YouTube channels in history. But
This is one thing I think people don't understand, or they have an idea, but they don't really have an understanding of like how intense the LankyBox operation went. I mean, sure, they got a lot of views on Shorts. So when you're trying to do a quick calculation of like, how much money does a YouTube channel make? Before YouTube Shorts, it used to be a lot easier because you go to this site called Social Blade, plug it in, it would show you how many views they got for the month. And then most channels would make anywhere from like $2 to $5 per thousand views. If they did longer videos or like finance niche videos, well, then they could make upwards of $10 per thousand views. It's really hard with LankyBox because they got a ton of views on Shorts, but here's the thing, they got crazy long form views and their videos were so long. So they got lower like per ad that played. They didn't get as much as maybe like a channel with an older audience, but since their videos were so long, they had so many ads play. They were posting so much and they got so many viewers. They actually were one of the biggest channels like on YouTube, and it was actually insane. But they disappeared recently, which is kind of crazy for like how much bread they are absolutely making.
no matter what you thought of LankyBox, they were extremely consistent, uploading so many videos every single day, non-stop. However, over the past few years, they have gained more and more controversy, leading up to a couple months ago when they completely vanished entirely. They went from uploading sometimes upwards of 6 videos a day on their main channel to not having posted in over 4 months, with their entire main channel being completely empty. So how exactly could one of the largest channels in YouTube history completely quit out of nowhere with no warning and seemingly no information on why? Well, in today's video, I'll be getting down to the bottom of this and explaining what happened to LankyBox and their mysterious disappearance. And this honestly gets crazier than you would ever think, but please make sure to like this video and subscribe. It means the world to me, as I put a lot of work into this video. But either way, let's get right into this because this is a very crazy story. So just to summarize, LankyBox is basically a YouTube channel that has been around for about 8 to 9 years.
The craziest thing too is like if you go back, and I would see this comment all the time, if you went back to like LankyBox's old videos, they actually made videos that, and look, when I say good versus bad is subjective, look, they got a lot of viewers, they got a lot of people like them. One thing that happened is like their audience got younger, or at least I should say the content that they were making shifted towards a younger audience. So your older audience is always going to be pissed when that happens. But it's funny because they went from like kind of a normal-ish YouTube channel to like a very, very, very kids crazy YouTube channel. And also almost 10,000 videos. I'm pretty sure that they removed a lot because I remember, I think it was like 2023 when they were really cranking out content. I think I remember that they posted like 12 YouTube videos in a single day, like 12 full-length YouTube videos. And sure, I think like they did have a lot that were kind of like best of compilation type content. However, so much of it was new content. And even making like one YouTube video per day, sure, they had a massive team because they were probably making like at a minimum tens of millions of dollars per year, like at a minimum. And that's like just off like AdSense alone. It was a massive operation. I think people like, they look at this channel, they're like, oh, what is this? I don't think they really understand like the length to which, or the size and the scope of this operation. Like it is legit a crazy, crazy, crazy operation. I think they also got like on TV channels. They weren't like on TV, but I think they were like, had their own section on like Amazon Prime or something. They were all in Walmart because with their audience, it's harder to monetize when you have a younger audience because 12-year-olds usually don't have a job and a paycheck and disposable income. It's more so like what their parents are into. However, if you have an audience like this young as well, kind of the only thing that you can rip are like toys or, Mr. Beast is like chocolate, but also Mr. Beast has like a wide-ranging audience with a lot of them being younger, but some being older. No one above the age of 18 is watching LankyBox. Probably no one above the age of 13 is watching LankyBox. That's nothing against them, but they knew that like if we're gonna crank monetization beyond advertisements, it's gotta be toys. And boy, did they crank. Oh my, it actually, the printing, the sheer money that they made, bro, is genuinely next level, dude. Absurd levels.
video was posted 9 years ago called LankyBox K-pop car ride lip sync. Following that, they began posting videos consistently, which were pulling millions of views on every single video. They began to grow a fan base very quick on their channel. The two members, Justin and Adam, basically turned it into a content machine right off the bat, constantly making videos that were going viral over and over, and over the coming years, they would begin to gain millions of subscribers and pull hundreds of millions of views. At this point, after a few years of running the channel, they had grown a massive fan base, and they had begun to gain a respected reputation as some funny YouTubers that a lot of kids enjoy. However, over the past few years, most people know LankyBox not for their funny personalities, but for more dark things that have ruined the reputation of the channel completely. Despite the fact they were continuously growing in popularity, the hatred for them went up massively. The content that they were known for, these funny personality-based joke sort of videos that were entertaining, slowly turned into videos that were not meant to entertain, but just to make more money and get more views. You can clearly tell when their videos turn from authentic funny content to stuff that was clearly just meant to go viral. Their full focus over time turned to just getting more and more views, and it began to work. As I said at the start of the video, they started to pull over 1 billion views every single month.
One thing I will say in this, and I'm probably going to get some flack, but this is just coming from like a YouTuber perspective. I mean, this kind of idea of, oh, they went from content that they wanted to make to and entertain people to content just to get the most views. And when you get the most views, you are usually entertaining the most people. And I'm not saying that their videos were objectively good, right? But what I'm saying is that like people and a bunch of younger kids did like the videos. Like they did entertain people. In the long run, if you're not entertaining people with your content, it's not going to get pushed. And you're certainly not going to have 1 billion views, dude. Like you're certainly not going to have 1 billion views. And I think that's one of the, I see this in discourse all the time online of like, oh, this content's just made to get views and no one's being entertained by it. I'm like, oh, if it's getting views consistently, it's usually entertaining someone. I'm not saying that this was like the greatest content of all time. Like no means am I saying that, right? But oh my God, I'm just staring at the basically 1.2 billion views. And probably, yeah, like 6 to 700, say it in chat, 6, 7, I know. 6 to 700,000 million, sorry, of those views were probably from shorts, but still, dude, oh my God, they were printing at their prime, which is part of what makes this so surprising when I saw that they stopped posting, because every once in a while I'll be like, oh, what are my pals LankyBox up to? Because I don't know, it's for me, it was like a curious channel to look at. I didn't want to watch the content, but I was like, this is a really interesting operation. Super long form content, what topics, like it was just an interesting operation because I knew it was very sophisticated. And now like, and I saw them, they just disappear. I was like, you were printing so much money, right? Like it was not a light decision to go, in my opinion.
An insane amount. However, as they went further down the rabbit hole of trying to get more and more popular, their content started to devolve. They uploaded more videos with lower quality and stuff that was very much so clearly, I don't have a better word to say this, but brain rot. They were making so much brain rot on the daily. And it eventually got so bad that there was a petition made to stop LankyBox, saying that they're controlling the minds of children from catchy songs to bright colors to buy their overpriced plushies and clothes. And they're constantly uploading videos to hog even more money from small children and crush the YouTube community with themselves. People began to get very mad because the content that was previously had a lot of personality and energy to it ended up becoming literally a content farm. They were uploading so many videos a day that were just complete brain rot that their reputation just got destroyed. From there, they fell into more controversy by stealing people's thumbnails very blatantly and getting exposed for it by YouTubers like Flamingo, where he even called them Roblox's greediest YouTuber. There was so much more controversy that started to stack up against the brand of LankyBox, but for a long time it seemed like their channel was an unstoppable empire. They were posting so many videos every single month, it's genuinely insane. But suddenly, 4 months ago, the channel went silent. Their main LankyBox channel with 42 million subscribers, 9.2 thousand videos posted, with almost no breaks in between, and a total of 35 billion views went silent.
35. I don't think you guys I mean, maybe you do, but like the 35 billion views. It's like one of the craziest numbers. Oh my, because like, okay, let's just do some quick math. Let's say that let's say that only 10, oh my God, still. Let's say that only 10 billion of those views are from long form videos and the other 25 are from shorts. We're talking about, okay, and let's say even though their videos are so long, right? Because like for a million view video, you know, they probably get 2 to 3 grand for that video, but like they might be, if their videos are that long, they might be getting closer to like 5. And then you got 5 grand for a million, 50 grand for 10 million, 500,000 for 100 million, $5 million for billion, times 10, assuming only 10 of those billion are from long form. That's like 50 million bucks right there. And that might be a low end estimation. And that's like not even including like the merch and that I'm sure printed like crazy as well. So I just want to put into some perspective. I'm not saying that that number is right. It might be a little bit lower because with a kids audience, that might be too high of like a CPM or an RPM. But their videos are so long that that's plausible. And maybe they got even more of their viewers from shorts. But still, oh man, they only made 30 mil instead of 50. Like, dude, I just want to put into perspective how much they were printing, and that's just like an estimation from the videos alone, and I'm sure that they did crazy numbers from the merch or the plushies or whatever.
Completely silent. There was one community post left that they posted 4 months ago, their first one in 3 years. Since then, nothing has been posted. Under their last video, we can see a lot of comments talking about their disappearance. People saying things like, it's been 3 months, where are you guys? Or, is this the last vid? It's been a long time and they haven't made a video. Even as I'm recording this video right now, there's people commenting things like, why is there no new video? They broke up. Why is no brand new video? They've been missing for 4 months, bro. Where are they? They did not leave any sort of traces that they ever would leave, as the channel has gone fully silent. They're not even responding to any comments or hearting anything on this video, and as I showed, many of their fans are wondering where they are. But here's the thing, it's not as simple as they just disappeared entirely, because they actually haven't. LankyBox has not actually quit entirely. LankyBox has not just stopped posting everywhere, because I actually did some research and I was able to find some things that show that they are still around. So here's the thing, the last YouTube short they posted was also 4 months ago, about the same time as that video was posted. Hello neighbor with zero budget. Clearly not a video that anyone would expect to be the last on a channel. However, of course, this was the last short they posted 4 months ago, and there's one sign that they're still around on this main channel. Looking in the comments, you'll see a post by someone named Steven who says, it's been years. I finally came back to my goat. LankyBox, you have been missed. Now this was posted 1 month ago, which was about 3 months since the video was posted. But this comment is hearted by LankyBox, which means that whoever owns the LankyBox channel, so either Justin or Adam, was scrolling through the comments and decided to heart this one. It's the only one that I've been able to find that was hearted in the past few months on this channel, and is the only sign of activity on this channel that they even are around. However, this is not the only sign that they're around in general, just on this channel, because this channel's gone almost fully silent. However, as you guys may know, LankyBox does not only have one channel. In fact, they have over 12 million subscribers across their other channels, including one by the name of LankyBox World. Now, the LankyBox World channel has not been around for as long, but it has almost 10 million subscribers, and if you were to actually take a look, the channel is still posting. Well, sort of. Their last video was about a month ago, so they might have just disappeared again too. However, this channel had been posting consistently after the main channel had stopped, and seemingly these videos are new videos that they have filmed because they're related to the new Poppy Playtime chapters that came out after they quit, so it's not old videos being re-uploaded. However, seemingly this channel has fully slowed down too since it's been over a month. Now, delving further, there's another channel that they own called LankyBox Go. This channel posted very recently. It's been active within the past couple weeks, posting videos. However, these are...
Okay, so one thing that it's important, going back to that comment being hearted, it's not just Justin and Adam, the two guys that are like the LankyBox guys. It is a full production team. It is a full operation. I could see this being a company with like 50 or 100 employees, and I'm sure you could actually look that up. So you can't immediately assume that it was Justin or Adam who left a like on that comment or hearted the comment. Like, it could very easily have been one of their employees. Maybe it was a misclick or something. Things interesting here is that, you know, this content's going up, but it does not include Justin or Adam, right? So there's some conspiracies going around, which they might get into later in this video, because a couple things. One, Justin and Adam have made a ton of money. They're also getting older, and it's something where, you know, as a YouTuber myself, as someone who like makes content, and like I have other channels much bigger, this is almost like a side project I'm trying out. There is going to become a point in my life where I don't know if I'll turn off content entirely because I have loved it for the last 10 years and it's something I enjoy. But there is going to be something where it's like, I don't know if and there's another YouTuber who's very similar to my Storytime channel. His name's Scrubby, or Scrubs. You guys ask about him all the time when I go live. I don't want to reveal too many details, but he just didn't want to do this type of content when he was like 40, bro. Like, he's like, I just want to do other business things. So they've made a boatload of money, and they might have just been like, I'm good. Like, there is seriously a point where it's like, I'm sure that they weren't fully enjoying making these videos, right? It's clear that they're putting on an act, and like, it's probably really exhausting, especially over all this time. And they might have honestly just made enough money where they're like, dude, we're good. And maybe they kept on a couple employees to run side channels and run the merch operation. And maybe they're gonna, bring new hosts into the LankyBox channel. You see that sometimes where private equity comes in, buys a channel. It usually doesn't go that well. But I think for a channel like this, where it's like young enough of an audience where they can get a new audience within 6 months, or they're just waiting for a bunch of women to have babies and then they have a new audience with an audience age like this, dude. But there's also a theory that like Adam and Justin like got in a fight behind the scenes and their company's trying to put it together, and they're like, I think that's possible, and honestly that's plausible. I'm kind of leaning more towards the first option, or maybe they're just taking a vacation, bro. Maybe they're just taking a hiatus. But if they're taking a hiatus, I would have thought that they would have pre-recorded more videos, done more compilations. So like, that's also an option. I'm kind of leaning towards option one, but we really don't have enough information to really know, if I'm being honest.
Are not the same as the main channel or the second channel. These are animations that don't even actually involve Justin or Adam. And it's actually just the plushies that they sell on their website. And what it is it's animations of these characters or like storylines in real life using only the characters themselves, not the actual actors, Justin or Adam. But this channel is still going, along with the LankyBox TikTok, which is also still posting. But as we've seen so far, besides the LankyBox World channel, which posted about a month ago and has gone fully silent, anything else that is still active is not new content with Justin and Adam. It is instead stuff run by other people entirely. But the last channel that is still uploading videos that you guys may think is still LankyBox working and uploading videos together is a little bit different. You see, LankyBox Top Videos is also one of their channels that they own. It has about 787,000 subscribers and posted within the past couple weeks. Except these videos, again, are not new. These are just compilations of all their old videos that are upwards of 2 hours long, and it isn't new content. So all of these channels that are still around are still technically them posting, but the LankyBox World channel is the only one that new recent content is coming out on. All the rest is just content that doesn't even need them to be in it, running along the side, uploading old videos or being animations that don't involve them. The main LankyBox channel with Justin and Adam is fully silent, and seemingly most people don't know what happened to them. However, there are some theories. For example, Creecraft released a video fairly recently talking about their disappearance, and this is what he thinks happened to them.
I can tell you it's not monetary reasons. For a fact, 100%, I can't tell you how I know, but trust me, they're fine. They got enough money. Maybe it's just they got enough money. You know what I mean? Because like eventually you get enough money and it's like, well, I have enough money for my life, my kid's life, their kid's life. Like, I don't need no more money. You know, maybe they're kind of like retiring. I don't know. Or maybe, and this is the more fun theory. Okay, so we got, what's his name? Justin and Adam here. Maybe Justin and Adam were caught cheating with each other. There was an affair going.
Okay, I don't think that's. I also don't think Creek's being serious about that theory. But I will say the first one's, I'm with that one as well, where he said it wasn't a monetary thing. It was not a monetary thing. You can also see with the extension that this channel is still monetized. So it's not as if like they stopped getting ads, which they would still probably make content because it promotes so much of their plushies that they still make crazy money. I honestly do believe in the theory that they were kind of just like, we're good, bro. Like, because when you make like that much money, and I mean, it's something where if you have a rare opportunity where you make that much money and you can now do other things, there's probably other things in their lives. Maybe it's like, hey, I want to settle down and have a family and have kids. Like, if you have that much money, it is now an opportunity you can spend all your time raising your kids. Like, that's honestly something that, like, right now in my life, I have my social media channels. I do well from those. I run a company that does social media for other companies. And I'm going really, balls to the wall aggressive. Like I'm investing really aggressively, just putting in crazy hours. I don't plan to do this forever. And a lot of it is like I see an opportunity where it's like I'm not going to make as much money as LankyBox. I don't need that. I don't need nearly as much as what they're making, right? But I can really shift a lot of my focus and energy to, other parts of things I want to do when I'm alive that are important, such as like raising a family, such as being able to spend a lot of time with my kids, being able to show up for those moments, and still always doing something. That's why I think I'll always do social media even when I'm a super unk, right? Because I just love the game of it. It's really fun. But I can totally understand, because it's my own feelings of like, if I get to a point where I can kind of shift my priorities, where all my time or the majority of my time, maybe I still do things to stay sane and have fun, go to other parts of my life that will be important later on. And is lightning flashing the back of my video, dude? I don't know. It's always in Miami. It's always like there's always thunder and lightning and stuff like that. But I could totally see that, and I would completely understand it. You might be thinking, well, they're leaving $10-20 million like on the table every year. But I'm like, yeah. And what more are they gonna do with that, bro? Like, if you really have enough where it's like, okay, I can buy a house, maybe a couple houses, my kids get to get everything they want, can go on some cool trips, like, what more are you gonna do with it, dude? And since they probably don't love, making these videos, why would they do more of it? I would have if I were them, honestly, they've made so much money and they're so successful, like, who cares what I would have said? But probably what I would have done is like introduced more characters, slowly siphoned myself, or maybe me and just like, if it was me and another guy, like siphoned us out of it and kind of put in the other actors, and then we just completely disappear seamlessly. Because their audience is so young, usually with channels, like it actually is pretty, like it hurts. Like Game Theory, when Matt Pat left, the views went down like 80% or something over time. Even they tried really hard to have that transition. The older the audience, the harder it is, but the younger the audience, the more plausible that is. And then I would have just been like, I'm going to be a less active stakeholder, so I still make pretty good money from this. Even if it goes down 70%, it's fine, because I made a lot of money and I'm just doing what I want to do. That's probably what I would have done, but like, I also totally get it where you're just like, peace out, boys.
Going on, they had a little bromance that went a little bit too far. They got a little too lanky in the box, and then their girlfriends found out, and now their lives are in utter turmoil. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know.
Well, I'm not fully sure that second part's true. I do think he's probably right that they have made enough money that their entire families are very happy financially, and they don't have to really worry about grinding any further. It's likely reached the point that uploading multiple videos a day has fully burned them out, or they've just made enough money that they're done, that they're ready to be finished with this content and live a real normal life where they don't have to make multiple YouTube videos every single day. Maybe that's how it goes. Maybe they have families now that we don't know about and they are focused on their real life, but it's likely that they have made enough money that they don't really need to post anymore. Now the stuff that's still running, for example, the LankyBox Go channel, is stuff they can just pay people to do that they don't need to work on themselves. And judging by the fact these channels still are running, it means that the LankyBox company and business and brand and their money, it's not like they just went broke entirely and just stop being able to upload videos. They're probably still running the company, but they're done recording upwards of 6 videos a day on their main channel, which is completely understandable after this long of content that is just pretty much brain rot. Because here's the thing, there's some YouTubers, for example, like let's say Markiplier, who make content that takes a lot of personality, that is very natural, authentic, and doesn't feel forced in any sort of way. Same with maybe someone like Flamingo. These are YouTubers who put real work into their content that just consistently are themselves. They keep their original personality and they're who they want to be. They're uploading content not to go viral as much, but just to make their fans happy and to upload what they want to upload. On the other hand, there's YouTubers like LankyBox who post whatever gets the most views, and honestly, it's probably not the most fulfilling to be uploading these videos, upwards of 6 of them a day, that seem forced, where they're likely just faking their emotions, reactions, playing kids games when they're getting older and older. As the further the content lost their authenticity, the less fun they likely had. So there's a couple things that could have happened that ended the LankyBox channel. Number 1, one is that they made enough money that they're finally done and they're ready to quit. That's a big possibility. But number two is that they also got fully burnt out and they just don't have the energy to do it. Number three is that something happened between the two of them, or maybe they're not friends anymore. But I kind of doubt that because they've been friends for so long and making enough content that I doubt that something broke them up as friends forever. That's a theory I've been seeing going around, but I just don't think that's true. And the final one is maybe something darker, that something happened deeper in the LankyBox company or something where they can't get like editors or employees or something. I'm not too sure. Interestingly, I was able to find one thing. On a website that YouTubers use to hire people that are editors, on May 20th, they posted a listing to look for someone as an editor for their LankyBox World channel, the one that posted about a month ago. Now this post was posted a couple months ago, but it's interesting because it proves that they're still working on the company and still hiring people for the business, seemingly. There's not much other information on this, but this is one sign that they're still working on the company. And the fact that their animations are still coming out is proof that likely they are still friends and still running the company together, but they may have just made enough money or decided to quit that main channel and just...
Yeah, I think it's most likely that they made enough money, they're chilling, they're having a good life, and it seems like that they're hiring actively to sub out for them being involved. I still would have had a smoother transition, but they're the ones making the money. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel and then click on one of the videos on screen right here to keep watching more content, videos on screen, and goodbye.